On December 2nd, 2023, a deep and thick mist fell over the city. The following is the aftermath of the events that occurred.
Hey guys, it's Sub. It's been months since I last saw him. It's Christmas time again, and it's time for me to release the holiday special once again. I didn't have any ideas until the mist came. The mist that surrounded me and found me here at this public broadcast station. It is time that they invited me to join their station and host their 2023 holiday special. I am donning the guise of 100% Pixel once again. They've asked me to review this rough, long-winded, and quite frankly bad cut of the 2003 film Elf. And I'm fearful that this may be the most boring one yet. They said they'll do their best. But if it is for Pixel, and this is Sub, signing off in hopes of getting my best friend back.
Warning, the footage you are about to see is from a public broadcast system, and therefore tends to the attention span of really old people, and therefore may be boring. You have been warned.
3, 2. Hello, and welcome back to SPBS, your one and only station for the old folks home. I am 100% Pixel, and it's my great pleasure to be guest hosting on SPBS the third holiday special for SP Spoofs. As you may know, every year for the past 3 years, we have made a holiday special reviewing movies such as The Santa Claus and Home Alone. This year, I have been delighted to know that SPBS has been given the opportunity to have a rough draft of the hit 2000 movie starring Will Ferrell, Zooey Deschanel, Peter Dinklage, and like that guy from Up. It is Elf. I am delighted to bring you this, and happy holidays, and let us begin. Alright, we see that this movie has begun in the North Pole. The movie begins with a character named Buddy. Buddy is the main character of the story, and it seems he is enjoying life at the North Pole, making toys and throwing Legos, Funkos, and drawing utensils at the world for Christmas. Now, it seems that everything is going well for Buddy. That is until his dad, I think, the old man elf, tells him, "Yeah, you are not an elf." And he goes, "What?" And the elf man goes, "Yeah, I have to show you something." And he goes and he gets this cool sled thing, and he's like, "Yeah, I helped build this." And he's like, "Whoa, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, you gotta, yeah." And then he takes the sled away. And then he says, "Oh yeah." And then he says, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm not your real dad. Your real dad is in a city in New York." And Buddy's like, "What? No way. I'm a cotton-headed Benny Buggins." And the old man's like, "Yeah, go to New York, Buddy." And so the paw goes away. And then in comes a Santa, the Santa played by, that one guy in Up. And he's like, "Ho, ho, ho, Buddy. Yeah, you're gonna go to New York. Just don't eat the crap off the streets, okay?" And Buddy's like, "Okay, yay." And so he goes on an adventure you know, this raccoon thing is like, "Rawr!" And Buddy's like, and kicks it out. And then he goes on an adventure. And then he's adventuring through the woods. And then he goes to this city. The city. And Buddy's like, oh. Buddy's like, whoa, this city is really cool. Look at that big building. It kind of looks like a penis. And he goes in and he's like, oh, wow, I've got to find my dad. And then there's this guy. This guy makes books. And Buddy's like, you're my dad. Happy holidays. You're my dad. Happy And he's like, get out of my house. And he's like, but this isn't your house. But then he's like, no. And he kicks Buddy out. So Buddy goes to this place, this store over here. And he's, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And he meets this thing. That's his love interest. And Buddy's like, wow, Christmas lady. And she's like, nuh-uh. And so then they go back. And then Buddy, he meets this kid in the city. And he's like, whoa. And so Buddy, so Buddy, he goes walking through the park being all sad because his dad was like, and kicked him out. And he's like, but dad. And he gives him this thing. And he's like, present. And the dad's like, you're not my son. My son was the... And he's like, but I know my mom. And he's like, what? How do you know your mom? And he's like, picture. And he's like, oh, cool. Okay, you're my son. And so they go home. And then there's this kid. This kid who looks like he's high all of the time. His name's Michael. And he's like, wow, Michael, you're really cool. And he's like, no, I'm not. I get bullied. And so... there's this kid. This kid is a bad kid. This kid is the bad kid that, bullies Michael and, kicks him in the face and, And so they meet him at the Central Park, and Buddy's like, and kills him with snowballs. So yeah, this guy doesn't show up in the movie anymore. He's like, wow, thanks. And then Buddy makes, their house, all pretty. And then, these two, he's like, hi, Christmas. And they're like, cool. And he's like, can you tuck me in? And he's like, no. And then so he kind of goes on an adventure. Now he's back at the department store. And this lady comes up back again. And he's like, wow, you can sing. And she's like, baby, it's cold outside. And he's like, wow. And so they go on a date. And they go see a big, pretty... They go see a big, pretty... The big pretty Christmas tree. And he's like, wow, pretty Christmas tree. And she's like, wow, you should kiss me. And they go, and then they're boyfriend and girlfriend. And so then they go back to the house. And his dad's like, no more Christmas, get out of my house. And then so he's really sad. And then all of a sudden, here comes Santa, and he's crashing into the place, and he's kabooing and pow and kaboom. And he's like, buddy, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I've been here. And he's like, why? And he's like, because I'm sad and depressed because my dad told me I'm not his son. And he's like, ho, 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 mother of pearl. And Buddy's like, what? And then he's like, there's no Christmas spirit. Because this sled thing, it crashed. So, it crashed. And Buddy's like, oh no, it has crashed. And he's like, oh, okay. Christmas spirit. So then, this kid and the dad come up and they're like, I believe in Christmas now. And Buddy's like, cool. And then the sled goes, wee, and it starts moving. It's not until this lady and a bunch of the citizens of the place start singing Fa hu hores da hu dores. That the Santa sleigh with Buddy goes wee, and they're like, wow, singing Christmas worked. And then somehow Buddy, and so now looks like they're back at the North Pole. And the old elf guy is like, wow, buddy, you're still tall. And Santa's like, mm-hmm. And they're like, hee hee, we're married now. And they have a baby. They have a baby. The end. Wow, that was extraordinary. I just want to say, from all of us here at SP Spoofs and SPBS, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And from Pixel, I'm 100% Pixel, and have a happy holiday.
I'll have a blue Christmas without views. I'll be so blue just thinking about them. Decorations of green on a red 50 subscriber play button.
Is that Friday Night Funkin'? Holy smokes. Oh my goodness.
If they're not here with me. And when those blue likies start falling, that's when those shadow bennies start calling. You'll be doing alright with your YouTube, you thrive. But have a blue Christmas.
Why, hello there. It sure has been a long time, hasn't it? What are you waiting for? You coming?